today I'm reducing my position in 2 dividend stocks as part of a rebalancing, a small rebalancing in my portfolio I'm doing, and I wanted to share that with you. So my reason for reducing them and not selling them completely is the first one, it did reach its kind of historic valuation and it doesn't have an upside anymore, and it's one of the biggest positions in my portfolio. So I'm reducing it to the smallest position because it's still high yielding, it's still a stock I love, and I have a good history with, and I'm just reducing that to the smallest positions in my portfolio, which have no upside but have high yield, very safe, and stocks I want to track. And if they go lower, I buy more. If they go higher, I sell completely. And if they go sideways, I collect the higher dividend. Those are stocks that some of them are completely recession proof, and this one is gonna be like medium recession sensitivity, but still kind of feel a safe investment right now. So that's the first one. And the second one I am reducing because it really has some less of an upside left. It does have an upside, but the yield is low and the upside is low, and it has become one of the biggest positions in my portfolio now. So I'm just reducing it to just a medium-sized position until it reaches, it has no upside left completely, and then I will sell. So let me share those and share my gains also to see how my strategy has worked out so far. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. So the first stock I am reducing my position in is Bank of Nova Scotia, BNS, and I've held it for over a year now. I actually bought it before I started with this dividend strategy I'm doing right now. I just bought it then. I thought it was about fair value. Maybe it had a bit of an upside, but I just love this stock. I have been a few times already successful before I even systematically did this strategy I'm doing now. I had a few swings with a Bank of Nova Scotia and Toronto Dominion Bank when I bought them, and when they were a little bit lower multiples, and sold them when they kind of reached their historic valuation. And right now I'm doing that again. I held it for over a year, so I bought it before. Maybe today I wouldn't have placed such a big position in it, but when I did place a big position in it, and now it's even up a little bit, and it seems like it has almost no upside left. Maybe not even almost, it has no upside left. If we shorten the horizon a little bit, look at a 11-year historical multiple, we see it already reached its historical multiple. Different time horizons we'll look at, we'll see the same. So really no reason to hold such a large position for me anymore. It is one of the largest positions in my dividend portfolio and in my overall portfolio. So I'm just reducing it because it has no upside, and I strive not to hold a lot of stocks that don't have an upside. But it's gonna be my fourth stock now that I hold a tiny small position in. Just 1.5% of my portfolio, because the dividend is high and it's super safe. It's been paying dividends for 150 years now. A+ credit rating, super safe. So I don't want to even let it completely go. I'm reducing it to the smallest position, together with other stocks. I will mention them soon. And if it goes down, I will add again and increase my position again. When it goes a little bit down, I will begin aggressively selling put options to catch it at the right price. If it goes up, I sell it completely. If it goes even higher, like to this valuation, for example, I will sell it completely. And while it goes sideways, I collect this nice almost 6% dividend. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if we look at BNS, I bought it around, let me check, around $49.50, and it was a year ago. It was June of 2023. So somewhere around here, like 40, let's say from here, a little bit less. Till today, I have a gain of around 9% on it, excluding the dividends I was collecting in the meanwhile. So that doesn't seem like a lot. Like, what did I do here? Just a 9% gain. But first of all, when I bought it, I wasn't employing my strategy yet, and it didn't have a lot of an upside. So today I would have just placed a smaller position in it, but I might have bought it also then. But what I want to show is that for me, for my portfolio size, this 9% gain is still significant. And here I want to share a little bit of the numbers with you. And that today, before the sale, I'm going to do it soon, I'm holding 519 shares of Bank of Nova Scotia. And if you're a diligent follower, you can now calculate my entire portfolio, and I have no problem with that. And that's completely fine. So for me, 519 shares, which I bought at $94, and I'm selling today at around the price of $54, is almost a 10% gain, and it amounts for me for a gain before taxes of $2,500, which is really nice. It's money. It's definitely money. It's after 25% of capital gain tax, it's $1,800, and that's really a nice sum. This can cover our Airbnb expenses for the month. Whoever doesn't know, my family travels full time, so that's really a nice amount. So even that 10% gain is really something for me, because it was a big position also. Not every 10% in my smallest positions would give me this nice of sum of money that is really material for my family. I have held it for over a year. Again, I bought it before I began with the strategy for 463 days. So if we annualize the return of this return, it amounts to an annualized return of 7.4, which is not a lot. It is not a lot. I strive to have better returns. First of all, I bought it without having a significant upside, and I knew that. I just wanted the dividend at the moment. And second of all, I held it for really long while I wasn't really actively working on my portfolio as I am doing now, and I wasn't engaging in the strategies that I'm doing now. So it was really a long time. And the annualized gain is just 7%, but it's also something, as I show, and that's all excluding the dividends. I didn't even mention the dividends here, which I did collect during this time, 6% dividend. Also, I'm taxed on that, of course, and for me, yeah. So that's really nice, and I'm just reducing it now to be about 1.4% of my portfolio, my smallest position, because it doesn't have an upside, and this would make my fourth dividend stock that doesn't have an upside, which is they all equal positions, small positions, which those are now BNS. I'm just gonna write them here: Conagra, Pfizer, and TRP, which I did a video about, all of them. So those are four stocks which have no obvious upside, but they have high yield of up than 5%. They're really safe. They feel kind of either recession proof or low sensitivity to recession, and really good companies long term, an amazing track record of dividends. So I just like them, and I'm holding them against small position. If they go up even higher, I sell completely and wait for another entry point. If they go down, while they go down, I begin selling put options. When they reach a nice valuation, when they do have an upside, I buy a full position. And while they go sideways, even if it takes years, I'm fine with collecting this really high dividend from the four of them. So I don't want this to be a huge portion of my portfolio, but overall, those together together are probably around 6% of my portfolio. So that's completely fine. So that was my first sell, like a reduction for today. My second stock reduction for today is Johnson & Johnson. It's kind of a stock, it hurts in my heart to sell because of course it's a J&J and it's a super high quality AAA rated dividend stock. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it, and it's really hard to sell. I have to say, I'm kind of beating myself. It's gonna be even harder. I already know selling companies with higher yields like British American Tobacco, which also approaching the point where they have no upside left. But with J&J, there is still a little bit of an upside. If I just shorten a little bit, we see the historic valuation of the last 11 years, we see there is still a little bit of an upside, and I said already twice that I'm gonna sell it when it reaches above the blue line, but now it's really a big portion of my portfolio. It was a big position initially, and now it's grown even more. And it has such a small upside already that's not significant, of 6%. And the dividend yield is low, so really no reason to hold such a big position for it from the current price. So I'm just reducing it to a moderate position, bigger than the BNS, moderate position, to wait for this to hit above the blue line. So I'm reducing it now. If it goes lower, I will increase it again. If it goes higher, I will sell completely. And while it goes sideways, I collect this not very high, but it's okay. It's not such a huge difference between 5 and 3% after tax. It's so yeah. So J&J I bought, and let's look. I bought around $145, so really hit the bottom here, somewhere here. And today I'm selling it at 162. I've made around 11-12% capital gain on it. I'm not even sure I collected the dividend in the meanwhile. I haven't checked. So again, not significant, but first of all, I'm not done yet. There is still a half of the position that I'm leaving to have even more upside. But even for this only 11%, 11, 12, 11.5% gain, again, I'm sharing with you. It's one of the largest positions in my portfolio. And I currently hold 157 stocks with J&J. Again, you can calculate my entire portfolio out of this, no problem with that. So I held it for 99 days. I bought the entire position 99 days ago. So this gain of 12% is, if we annualize it, it's 50%, which people, it's really, really, really nice. And of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna make 50% with my portfolio, entire portfolio all the time. It's just a small portion that did gain this 50% annualized return, and it just shows the strength of the strategy of mine right now, that who would have thought that you can make 50% with a stock like J&J, which has a low beta. It's not really volatile. It's really a predictable stock that has its own slow growth, and you kind of expect to make a 5, 7, 10% annual long term with it. But with this swinging strategy, I have managed to, in 3 months, to make 50% of it. And what makes me happy is that it's not the only one. This is just 12% gain. That's one of the lowest gains currently I'm holding with my dividend stocks. The rest of them, they just have more upside, so I'm not selling yet, but their gain is even higher for a lot of them. So I'm really excited to wait and see for how much for which gain I will sell those eventually, and how will that be again annualized. So yeah, I'm really proud of it, and I'm really happy with it. So just to show that even this 12%, which that is not significant, is still for me significant in terms of the dollar amount of it, where for the entire position I am up $2,700 before tax. It's exactly $2,000 after tax, and again, this is serious money there. It's an entire monthly salary. It's really nice. It's something that my family could really use. If I manage to replicate that and do that a few times a year even only, and I really hope it's going to be more than that, it's a significant addition to our income. And on top of that, you can add the dividends themselves while I'll wait. And on top of that, the capital and the small and increasing growth in those companies, even if they don't swing in their prices, they still are growing, like J&J, which has this long-term 6% growth. So while I hold, I also enjoy from that, even if it still is with the same multiple. And on top of that, I'm selling the put options when they are in the lower range of their valuations. And I have the premium from that also. So I hope that all of that together will be able to maintain our family and our lifestyle. And that's what I aim for. So yeah, but today I'm reducing only 42% of this position because I just calculated how much I want to live in it. So that's only 66 shares that I'm selling today. And on those 66 shares that I'm selling today, my before tax gain is $1,100, and after tax gain is only $800, which is also money, definitely money. It's something. It's just a small movement in my portfolio, which gives this really nice income. I'm not gonna pull that from the portfolio now. I'm gonna use that to buy something that does have an upside, and continue to look for it, and I will let you know when I find one. So I just wanted to share this. I'm really excited. I'm hopeful that in the future we will see even higher gains from my other positions. Those are really small. I mean, I'm not buying those companies for 11% gain. You would see in my other videos, if I see that the upside is only 11%, I just keep it all together. I obviously bought it with more upside, so I hope that will materialize in my other investments, and I will be happy to share that with you. So that's for today. So and bye bye, and I'll see you in the next one.